I'm Steve Van Tyne. I live in Stoneham, Massachusetts. 66 years old. I'm not a frequent traveler. A friend of mine was coming to an art workshop, invited me to come along. I thought at first that my role was to carry the bags and to scout the neighborhood. Instead, I found myself wrapped up actually performing artwork that I have not attempted since the 9th grade. And I was floored with some of the results. I think it's a combination of the teaching. It's also, it was time for me to break out and try something different. I would tell you too that Boca is one of the still somewhat undiscovered areas here in Mexico. We started off in Puerto Vallarta, very built up, overbuilt. We're only 10 or 15 miles down the coast. It's not pristine, but it is entirely charming. We're on a beach, we overlook a bay. Everybody that we've met so far is friendly, there have been no scowls. It's just beautiful. Just beautiful.
What would you say about, the cuisine and the excursions that we've taken so far?
The cuisine is totally different. First off, I'm pretty carnivorous. Most of the meals have been vegetarian, and to my surprise, the native vegetables and items, spices, are really delicious. It's a native cook that I marvel at how she can perform in the kitchen, putting things together that taste so good, the sauces, the additions, it's beautiful. The excursions are what I would have expected from a tour operator, where I would go to a large resort, and when I really get bored of going out on the beach or having too many pina coladas, then we pile into a bus and off we go. Instead, we've gone to areas that are sometimes remote, but always beautiful and worthwhile to see. It's just so outside my personal realm of things that I have visited and seen in my lifetime.
So Steve, we've often heard from people that they're not coming because they're really concerned about their safety in Mexico because of all the news and propaganda about Mexico being a dangerous country. Have you felt unsafe here?
Not at all. Not at all. Our time at the airport, a little crowded, but perhaps the distressing thing there was my lack of Spanish. There was no issue with safety. The taxi driver that first brought us to Puerto Vallarta from the airport, again, I couldn't completely understand him, but I had no feeling of threat from him. We walked the streets. We did not see many people that speak English, at least well enough to understand my version of it. And yet, I felt quite safe. I wondered about coming, outside of Puerto Vallarta, but in this village that we are in Boca, as I said earlier, everybody is so friendly. I can't imagine a feeling of a threat. The children, they smile at you. You can actually pet the dogs. There's lots of animals. It's just a beautiful place.
And if you were to, say, sum up some of the highlight of the experience so far to tell somebody about it, what do you think would be the thing that stands out most in your mind of the experience so far?
Very much different than what I would have expected coming to Mexico. My experience has been going to larger resorts. This again it's not a pristine, out of the way area per se, but it is totally different than anything I've experienced. It's very natural. That's one thing. Secondly, the workshops. I clutched up the first day. I put an apron on. And Bob said to me, just hand draw your name and color it in. And whatever block I had disappeared. Again, I have not picked up crayon, pencil, I've picked up pencils certainly, but any type of artwork since the 9th grade. And I'm the type that cannot draw stick figures. And I won't say I felt accomplished. It was certainly inferior to everybody else in the workshop, or most people in the workshop. But I felt a sense of accomplishment doing what I did so far this week. It's been great.
Thank you. That was fabulous.
And it's the truth.